Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe with the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. In this video, I want to talk about a couple of different teams. Mostly the Devils. I have a lot of Devils talk to do in this one, but I want to touch up on some players that are on St. Louis and talks about the Toronto Maple Leafs. So at first, I want to talk about Mark Recchi. Recently added to the Devils coaching staff, and I absolutely love this. He's a player that can walk into a locker room and command a lot of respect, especially from the younger generation that we have on the Devils. So I really love this signing. I really do. I love how Lindy Ruff called him, and he said, no. I want to meet you in person. I want to discuss everything in person. So I love how they met up and hit it off, and they talked about stuff that they wanted to, what Recchi wanted to bring to the table. Help out on the power play, help out on 5-on-5, and he said 6-on-5 as well. So they talked about a couple of different things. And from what the article said, they really hit it off. And, I love what Recchi offers. He's a 3-time Stanley Cup champ as a player, 2-time Stanley Cup champ as a coach, 2-time gold medalist. In 1,652 games, he has 1,533 points, 7-time All-Star. He was an assistant coach on the Penguins, and he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2017. He's one of those players that I loved watching growing up, one of those pit bulls on the ice. One of those people that was always on the opposing team and always pissed me off because he always put up a lot of points against the Devils. So, I'm glad he's an assistant coach on the Devils. I really like this addition. I got really happy when I saw it. There's talks of a lot of the Devils relieving themselves of a lot of their coaching staff, but there's talks of them also retaining Alain Nasreddine as an assistant coach, which I like. Recchi played with Nasreddine. And he said that I played with Naz, and I was also in player development and when he was in Wilkes-Barre. So I have a great relationship with him, and he previously worked with assistant coach Nasreddine. Fitzgerald was talking about, our GM Fitzgerald was talking about Mark Recchi, and he said that Mark's leadership, communication abilities, patience, presence will be an integral part for the growth of our young core, which I totally agree with all of that. And, love that he's a part of our team now. Speaking of the people that the Devils are letting go, Roland Melanson, who was the goalie coach, director of amateur scouting, Gates Orlando, and multiple unnamed members of the scouting staff, which I find a bit curious because the draft is coming up in October. So to let go of your scouting staff and all that is a bit questionable at this time of year. And also they're going to let go of Rick Kowalski and Mike Greer, who are assistant coaches. They won't be returning as well. Speaking of the Devils, we now know they have picks 7, 18, and 20. And talking about players that the Devils could look at, Abby Mastracco recently tweeted out that Devils could use some help on the blue line. That's obvious. And she said could use some help on the blue line. She said some is an understatement. So the person who tweeted Abby was talking about Frank Saravelli's list. And on that list was Vince Dunn from the St. Louis Blues. And I love Vince Dunn. I really do. I heard his name mentioned a lot. A lot of people were talking about him as a possible target for the Devils. And I never really got to zero in to watch him. But when the Blues came back and played, when they resumed play, I actually watched him play during the game. And he is pretty good. I would like for Fitz to look at him playing on that left side. I think he would be a phenomenal addition to this team. One of those cost-efficient defensemen that could play really well. Wasn't making a lot this past year. He was coming off, a deal that paid him $722,000 in 71 games this year. He put up 9 goals, 14 assists, 23 points. And last year, not this past year, the year before, was his best year. He played in 78 games, 13 goals, 23 assists for 35 points. So I'm talking about this too because Alex Petrangelo, the Blues are trying to re-sign him. They recently traded Jake Allen to the Montreal Canadiens to free up some cap room. But the talks with Pietrangelo are not going well. He even said he's extremely disappointed with the way talks are going. They recently offered Pietrangelo a 5-year deal close to $7 million a year. And he's looking north of 7, 8. He's looking in that range, to $7 to $8 million a year from what I heard previously. And, St. Louis is going to have to pony up to try to keep him. They're trying to do that. They're going to have to make some moves to free up some cap room. So we're going to have to see the St. Louis Blues making some more trades recently. So it's something to keep an eye on as the free agency opens with Petrangelo. I'm sure St. Louis wants to make some moves to lock him up long term. So keep an eye out on that. Talking about Taylor Hall. You know, Drager recently tweeted out that Arizona are expected to make another pitch to keep Hall. Hall came out and said that he would even take less than what is rumored to be going around because he wants to go to a team that is a playoff contender and a cup contender soon. You know, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Hall. I don't know where he wants to go. It's just a lot of rumors that are flying around. You hear that he's being rumored to Montreal, to Calgary, other teams. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with him. And he could possibly return to Arizona. Who knows? So it's definitely something to keep an eye on as free agency opens up. Talking about Simmonds. Simmonds says, Wayne Simmonds. Wayne Simmonds says he wants to sign in Toronto. He told Pierre LeBrun that he would like to return home to Toronto, play with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Said his playing style will help the team and that it's a club where he wants to go to and he can make an impact right away. Now, we had Wayne Simmonds last year, and you know, he's still a good player. He could still help out. He's a great player in the locker room. Gets along great with everybody. You know, a lot of players on the team spoke very highly of him, and you know how he's such a great locker room presence. You know how he's such a great teammate. But he's not going to score 30 goals like he did in years past. And you know, we saw a lot of times where he had the puck this year, missed the net. You know, his shots didn't go in, but he was okay. I'll give him that. But at 1 year, $5 million, you can't be okay. We got him to help us out with goals, and it didn't happen. So that's why he was traded. But if Toronto's willing to bring him in on a short one year deal, I don't even think they go 2 years. I think they go 1 year. If he's not going to take league minimum or anywhere up to like 1 million or 1.5 million, it's not going to work. You know, they're a team that's looking to sign cost-efficient contracts to help them with the cap. So if Wayne Simmonds is looking to go there on the cheap, I think it's a good move. I really do. I think Simmonds would add something that Toronto desperately lacks, and it's that player that sticks up for their teammates. If something happens with Matthews or Marner or any of these guys, he's going to drop the gloves and go right at that guy and set a tone. Don't mess with our guys. So I think in that aspect, if I was Dubas, I would look into this. If he has his roster set, if he's looking for that one extra player to make an impact, I think he could help out in that regard. But he's not going to be a player to put up points. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. But I think he's definitely one of those players that Toronto needs to stick up for those high talented forwards. Talking about returning to play, returning the next season. You know, there was a lot of talk with where was I here? Oh, Bob McKenzie. Bob McKenzie tweeted out that free agency begins on October 9th and that the draft is the 6th in the evening and the 7th in the daytime. So, you know, as soon as the Stanley Cup is awarded, I'm sure it'll be like a week or two break, and then we're going to go straight into the draft, which is amazing. I'm highly looking forward to it. And Darren Drager was recently on TSN. He spoke about what next year may look like. There was rumors of it being a 60-game season, but now that they may start in January, they're going to try to make it as close to 82 games as possible, or try to make it 82 games a regular year. So, the whole goal is to wait as long as they can to see how everything goes with what's going on in the world. Can't say the word, but they want to wait to see how that gets better and that they can slowly ease the fans back in, where towards the end of the year, maybe they can go to full capacity or as close as they can to full capacity. So I think that's their whole goal, to wait to see what happens, and then we'll try to get a full year instead of a shortened, compressed year. So I have to wait and see what happens. I also wanted to talk about one more thing. I love how the Devils signed Reilly Walsh. I wanted to do a video on it, but my time was a little constrained with a bunch of stuff. But I loved how he inked him to his entry-level deal. And, you know, I didn't see a lot of clips on him. I only saw a lot of what shows on YouTube. But he looks like a good player. He really does. Fitzgerald said that he loves the way he plays his offensive game, his defensive prowess. He loves how he's a calm, composed person with and without the puck. So... And he mimicked his game after Erik Karlsson, so I know he's not going to be Erik Karlsson, but if he has a little bit of what Erik Karlsson has, then I hope the Devils have a gem in him. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I know it's a long video. I compressed a lot into all this, but I wanted to speak about all these different things. So comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Smash that like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the Hockey Skate Down. Join the hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Have a great night. Take it easy.